What's up, guys? Tommy Mutchler here. Today, we're going to be talking about the best pricing strategies for selling your house for top dollar and which one's my personal favorite for maximizing your profit. So, at the end of the day, there are really only three pricing strategies. Either list your house above market value and expect to probably get a lowball offer. Option number two is list it at market value and probably get something at or around market value. Or option number three, which is arguably my favorite pricing strategy, is list slightly below market value, which usually generates a lot more interest, which usually generates more offers, and actually probably will end up selling at market value or higher. Why does this happen? Easy, buyer demand. You see, when you list your house above market value, it grabs the attention of very few buyers. You're not fooling everyone. Everyone knows your house is overpriced and probably not that many people are going to be interested in it. But when you list your house below market value, this usually grabs the attention of more than buyers than usual because they see it's a great deal on the market. And what happens is you usually end up getting multiple offers on the property, which usually leads to a lot more money in your pocket than your original overpriced price that you wanted. Now, that's not a guarantee. That doesn't happen all the time, but it does happen most of the time. Let me show you with a fancy diagram to help further illustrate my point. As you can see right here, the higher you go above market value, the fewer buyers or the fewer percentage of buyers that are actually going to see your house. However, the lower you list your house for sale, the more buyers are going to see it, which usually, as we talked about, usually results in more offers, and which of course, more offers means more money in your pocket. Now, another factor we need to take into consideration is time on the market. So if we scroll down a little bit here, we have a timeline of value versus time on the market. So usually a house is going to sell within the first 2 weeks at market value or higher. If it takes longer than that, you're going to see you're going to get an immediate drop in sales price. Now, again, the longer the house is on the market, again, that price is just going to drop even more and more and more and more until you end up for selling it for way less than you want to. The reason for this is usually interest. So when the house is first on the market, you're going to get a massive spike of interest in the property, a ton of showings, a ton of tours. But after that, it becomes old news and not really that many people are interested in it. In fact, the only people that are going to be interested in the property are brand new buyers who just started looking and they see your house for sale. Otherwise, you've missed this massive wave of potential buyers if you don't get your house sold in the first 2 weeks. So it's really important that we price your house at market value or slightly below in order to maximize this interest and get multiple offers and hopefully sell it within the first week or two at or above listing price. Now, what happens if you can't sell the property immediately? So if you can't sell within that first 2 weeks, what happens? You need to drop the price immediately. Now, this might seem a bit extreme. You don't really want to, but if the house doesn't sell within the first 2 weeks, you overpriced it, okay? There was not enough interest. Buyers are not interested. Buyers are smart, okay? And the realtors they're working with are smart. They know if a house is overpriced, okay? So you can't trick anyone. Not only that, you can't trick the banks either. The house still has to appraise, right? So there's really no sense in trying to list above market value because one, you're not going to get any interest in the house and it's just you're going to end up selling it for much less later. The ideal situation is to list at market value or slightly below in order to get multiple offers and sell it at that higher dollar mark. Now, like I said, if that doesn't happen, you're going to need to drop the price immediately. So let's just say your house is $500,000, and this is just an example, and you list it at $510,000. So you're listing it $10,000 more than you probably should. So if the house doesn't sell within the first 2 weeks because you overlisted it, it's worth $500,000, but you listed it at $510,000. What you're going to need to do is drop it even more. So you don't want to drop it to $500,000 at market value. You've already lost all that exposure. Remember that initial interest that you got right away? You lost all that interest, right? So you need to generate new interest. So you need to create a good deal. So what you need to do is you probably should drop it down to $485,000. So drop it an extra $15,000. So $25,000 drop in total from $510,000 to $485,000. So yeah, you're now $15,000 below market value. But what happens is now everyone gets all excited because they see, oh, look at this big price drop. There's a ton of interest in this property. Now we might actually sell either at that $585,000 or that $485,000, or we're going to sell it closer to $500,000. So you might actually end up selling it for a little bit more, if not less. What happens is if you just do a small price drop, usually what happens is one, you're not going to get that initial interest that you should have gotten originally when you listed the house. And on top of that, people are going to say, oh, they already dropped the price $10,000. Let's see if we get them to drop another 10 or 20 or 30 or more, right? So it's really in your best interest to drop it a little bit more so we don't have so we can generate more buyers to hopefully start a new bidding war that we should have gotten the first time, or at the very least get enough interest that we don't get any more crazy lowball offers. So again, my recommended list price strategy is to list at market value or slightly below to generate as much interest as possible in order to generate as many offers as possible, and again, which leads to more money in your pocket. And if the house doesn't sell within the first 2 weeks, I would recommend a 3 to 5% price drop in order to hopefully sell it for more, or at least at market value. Hopefully this pricing strategy video made sense. Please let me know if you have any questions or comments. I'm always happy to help. Again, my name's Tommy Mutchler, your favorite realtor, and I'll see you in the next one.